Hello, hello, and welcome to 1111 Oracle. Today we're going to be doing a guided meditation. So if you are feeling particularly run down, stressed, you need a little bit of a breather, you need a little pause, and you need maybe some reflection on your day or whatever's going on, then this is the guided meditation for you. We are going to be using the Wisdom Keeper's Oracle deck paired with our guided meditation today, and we are going to invite the wisdom of the ancestors to help bring us a special understanding of what is happening right now in this moment of the day. So I'm going to start off by shuffling the cards. I'm going to pull out one for everyone. I'm going to read the story that goes with the ancestor that I'm going to pull through, and we're going to see how their message, how it can be applied to each and every one of our lives. Everyone who is tuning in, each and every one of you has a different story, is going through something different, but we'll find commonality within the messages. After I read this story, we'll do some breathing, and then we'll get right into a few moments of silent reflection. Okay. Shuffle a card. The card, the ancestor that wants to come out, has a message to you about intimacy. Perhaps you're tuning in because maybe you're having some issues with intimacy, or there is something that is going on between you and someone else. Whatever the case may be, it could also mean that you need to find a way to feel confident and comfortable within the intimate connection that you have with yourself and spirit. Either way, there is something around intimacy that perhaps we need to address today. And I'm going to read the story that goes with this card. And I have the number 59 may be of spiritual significance to you if you're into numerology. So here we go. My parents had a strong chemistry, but their relationship was fraught with tension and conflict. My father constantly complained about being trapped. When he went out at night, my mother would bombard him with intrusive questions and throw fits when he wouldn't fess up to his latest extramarital escapade. Usually he'd go out in a huff, removing himself from family activities, but instead of sharing how excluded he felt, the whole fiasco would repeat itself. Throughout my childhood, my parents kept so many secrets and never came clean with their hurts. I was a deep, shy, and introverted teen. Unlike my siblings, I could never figure out how to interact with the opposite sex. It all seemed so messy, so I stayed home while my siblings dated and felt excluded like my mother. Even when they invited me along or tried to set me up, I was convinced they just pitied me and didn't want me there, so I refused. As I got older, I developed friendships with men, but was never attracted to the nice ones. When with someone I felt attracted to, usually a bad boy, I'd feel a surge of mistrust and shut down. until I met a man I couldn't resist. Our sexual chemistry was so powerful it felt spiritual. For the first time, I fantasized about marriage and children. He wasn't a bad man, and I sincerely believed he cared about me, but I couldn't control my fears or their control over me. To avoid losing him, I hid aspects of who I was and played games to keep him arrested. I often doubted why he wanted to be with me, so I excluded myself from his social life and then felt rejected. Or, when I felt him slipping away, I tried to prevent him from having a social life. When he called me controlling, jealous, and dishonest, I broke up with him. It took me a long time to grieve the loss of that relationship and to feel the terror beneath the sadness and anger that I'd been carrying with me since childhood. That was the beginning of a long journey towards radical honesty with myself and in my relationships. Today, my beloved partner and I counsel couples, helping them own their fears, share their truth, open their ears and their hearts to each other without pulling or pushing away. Intimacy is my greatest teacher and my spiritual path. My gift to you. It's time to come clean with the people you love. To be truly intimate, you must be totally honest with yourself and be willing to accept and express your deepest fears. Understand when you open a door to another person, you are letting go of control and opening yourself up to being influenced on a deep emotional level. If you carry wounds from the past, as most of us do, this can be scary. Whether you fear being trapped or abandoned, do not judge your feelings. You will be rewarded with unleashed creativity, beauty, and sensuality, and the wonderful possibility of communing with another human being in one field of awareness. There's no limit to what two open hearts can do together. Questions for contemplation. Now, before we go into the guided meditation, I am going to ask you a few questions, and I just want you to think about them. Think about how this story relates to your truth and what you can learn from the messages. So as I ask you these questions, just allow those questions to surface in your mind. You don't have to come up with an exact answer, but just reflect. And then we'll go into the breathing, and then we'll settle for a moment of quiet. Is your fear of being abandoned by a romantic partner keeping you from being honest? From committing more fully? Is it causing you to over-seduce or try to control your partner? Now, this may be true for you, may be true for the other person, and maybe this is not necessarily the case. Take what resonates with you. Is your fear of being trapped sabotaging a current or potential relationship? Are you often planning your escape? Do you sometimes feel excluded or exclude yourself out of fear? Are you often puzzled by the people you are attracted to? Think of a time when you were courageously transparent. How were you received? How did you feel? Journal and reflect upon your biggest relational edges when it comes to trusting others. How can you stretch yourself? Beautiful. So as you reflect on these questions, I invite you to take 3 deep breaths with me. You can sit or lie down in a comfortable position, keeping your eyes open or closed. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose, or in through your nose and out through your mouth. We are going to breathe in to the count of 3, hold for 1, release to the count of 5, hold for 1. And we'll do that 3 times. Here we go. Breathing in deeply. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. 1. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. You can continue breathing this like this for as long as you like. And I invite you now to reflect on the questions, the story, and connect with your inner truth. What messages have you learned from this guided meditation session? What constructive, positive messages have you learned? Any messages that bring you down and make you feel bad are not your messages, but messages that give you important feedback on either how to improve, how to open up, how to be your best self. Those are the ones that we are going to focus on. So, taking a moment of quiet, contemplate on all that I mentioned. And if a distracting thought comes through or a negative feeling comes through, just acknowledge it without participating in any reaction. Imagine it like a pesky mosquito or a fly. You can't really control that it's coming in, that it's flying towards you. But you can acknowledge that all it is a mosquito or a fly, and that at the end of the day, it doesn't have as much power as you would think. So, letting go, letting in, concentrating on your truth. Go ahead. You enjoyed that calming, guided practice. I encourage you to write down your thoughts and journal them out, or just allow yourself the space for everything to come into alignment. to focus on your breathing today whenever you're feeling anxious, and know that everything will be okay when you can connect with who you are authentically and support and value that person, that beautiful being, beautiful spirit that you are. I look forward to connecting with you in a future video.